Hi, welcome to Monterey's Cooking. I'm John Pisto, and today we're cooking foolproof Spareribs just for you. Now, go to a good butcher, look for good pork Spareribs, folks, okay? Now these, I've had Spareribs that have too much fat on them. Sometimes they're hard as a rock, and you have to gnaw at them. But I found a way to cook these that's real simple. And you know, I'm not talking about those ribs you get in the Texas places or the Kansas City style. I mean, these are going to be good old-fashioned home-style spare ribs. You don't have to go like the barbecue and go through all the indirect heat and this and that. This is a real simple way, okay? If you're hungry for spare ribs, you want to eat them, this will take 2 hours, however, but it's real easy. Now, you know what these are, right? Needle nose. Now, what you have to do is pull this membrane off. That's number one. Otherwise, it stays there and it gets real tough. So what you do is just get it, and if you lose it, you get it with the needle nose again, and you just pull this right off. See, it comes right off just like that. So it's important to take this off. Okay, and it comes off pretty darn easy. Okay, just like that. Okay, once you do that, what we do, very simple. Get a little bit of oil, get my sensational seasoning, rub it in. This is where it's used as a dry rub, okay? And this stuff goes so good with pork. Now, this has, we don't put too much salt on these or inside of this. So, you know, if you wanted to add a little bit more salt, that would be okay. Okay, and just rub it in, massage it. You know, I mean, get in there and really work it. Wow. Okay, half a bottle. Now, just add a little bit more salt, because, you know, we don't put a lot of salt in we're giving you all that real honest-to-goodness flavor in there. Now, just rub it, you see? See? This is a nice thing for the kids to do. Get in here and tell them to rub down the ribs. Okay, move them. See that? Get them in there. Okay, now, get your oven preheated to 400 degrees. All right? And you just pop them in for 1 hour. While those spare ribs are cooking, I'm going to show you how to make a sauce. And believe me, you can make a sauce. If you know the basics, you can make a sauce out of everything. Now, spare ribs usually have, I like the ones personally, that have a little sweet sauce to them. But I'm not going to use a tomato base. I'm going to use a jam base, all right? And what we're going to do is we're going to make this a sweet and sour. And of course we're going to use garlic and onion, because you know that those ribs are going to be kind of rich just on their own. Okay, let's get that going. We're going to put a little bit of oil. We'll add olive oil because you can add any kind of oil you wanted. Sesame oil wouldn't be bad if it's not the toasted one, but okay, we're gonna just cook this. We want all these nice, you know, it has to be assertive. That's enough of that. Now I'm using some kind of weird ingredients. You know, being that we just got back from the Orient, you know, I'm going to these Oriental shops and I'm getting all this stuff that I saw in China and in Thailand. And this is a chili paste. And this is just loaded with garlic and red pepper and the hot pepper and vinegar. This is absolutely delicious. I mean, this will cure you of anything. And then we're just going to use some soy, and I've got some apple juice. And you know, this is an apricot preserve with pineapple. You can use a straight pineapple if you wanted. You can use a fresh pineapple. That'd be another way to do it. But I'm going to go the easy way and do something just a little different. Okay, we get the onion going. Let's give it a little pepper. Give it a little bit of salt. And I'm going to put a little bit of anise seed because you know what? That sounds very good with the apricot and the pineapple. Okay. Now let's put, you see, I'm just letting that cook, get the rawness out. Okay, let's add the jam. This is about a half of a jar for a rack. I don't know how many. I think a full rack can serve what, maybe 3 people if you're having something else with it, unless you're a big guy, and it'll serve less. Okay, and what we do is we use the apple juice to thin it down. Careful when you add it to a hot pan like this. You see how nice this breaks down? Can you see this okay? Yeah. You see how this is making a sauce? Okay. Whoa. All right. Okay, we got that. Now let's add the, now we keep this in case it gets too thick, because as this will cook, it'll thicken up again, and we can reduce it with the apple juice. Okay, let's put, now this is pretty hot stuff. Now, if I was going to use crushed red, which is probably more available to everybody, you know, it depends how hot you like it. We're going to make this a little spicy. Okay. That. And we're going to add a little bit of soy. Just a touch. And this smells very good. A little Worcestershire for a little kick. And then we're going to add a little red wine vinegar. Whoop. Be real careful when you open vinegar. Sometimes you lose this, like I just did. Make sure you have that on there. Otherwise, you're going to have too much vinegar in there. But, okay, put this on real hot. And let's reduce this a little bit. Now it's gotten a little bit too... Now, honey would be nice in here. Okay. Now, this smells real strong with vinegar. Well, we'll break that vinegar with a little sugar. And let's add a little bit more pepper. This smells really good. Let's make it interesting. Okay, we got the garlic, we got all these neat things. Okay, and I think I'm gonna put a little bit more soy because it tastes like it needed a little salt. And I'm putting that in instead of this. I should use this instead of salt, folks. Okay. Now we let this cook a little bit until it gets just into a sauce consistency, which is going to take just a few minutes. Okay, when we come back, the ribs will be ready now. I'll take you to the next step. Okay, 1 hour in the oven. Don't forget, 400 degrees. Okay, pull these guys out. All right. Now wrap them up. Wrap them up. I mean, really wrap them up. I've got 3 big foils. And then lower that oven and pop these guys right back in there. Just like that. Now, while that's cooking, let's taste this salt, this sauce. You know what? This needs a little bit more sugar. Because we really want a real sweet and sour. Boy, I tell you, perfect. Absolutely perfect. It's hot, it's sweet. It tastes all those delicious flavors. While the ribs are cooking, I'm going to make you a salad that I tell you, when we got back from Thailand, I ate this every day for 2 weeks. And I had to have my partner's wife, who is from Thailand, who's a very good Thai chef, by the way, make this for me. Now, if you ever go to a Thai restaurant, order this, because this is one of the most delicious salads you'll ever want to eat. Okay, now, you have any idea what this is? This is a green papaya. Now, you find green papaya in Asian stores. If you're in Monterey, there's a store out on Broadway that says that they're Filipino folks, and they know me now because I'll come in and I'll buy 7, 8 of these things at a time, and you can order them ahead of time. Have your grocer order. This is really worth trying, folks. These are just so delicious. It has a lemony. See, the seeds are a little immature. You know what? I saved the seeds. The seeds are good. Now you know what papaya is. In the South, they call these pawpaw. So here they're called papayas. Now this has a citrusy lemon flavor. Now I know the ones in the Orient are a lot stronger than these. Now, let me show you. I had Pon, who's the Thai cook I was talking about, pick this up for me in San Jose, and this is exactly what they use in Thailand. This is from Thailand, and they have these in different sizes, and the street cooks, there's just one after another, and they have these little stalls, and one makes the salad, someone else does barbecue chicken, someone's doing fried rice. They're just, you can eat and eat and eat just the street food in Thailand. It's absolutely delicious, extremely clean. I mean, a beautiful country, and the food is incredible. But I had to have this to make it right. And I'll show you why, though, because it's interesting. It has a real interesting combination. The thing that makes this taste so good is the weird combination of stuff. Okay, look what you do. Now, you can do it this way. This is the way they do it over there. They get a knife, but they're using a cleaver. They're not using this knife. Now, unless you know what you're doing, the other way to do it is to grate it. You put it on a grater, and you just grate it. If you have a food processor, put on the grating blade, cut these in chunks. And this is what they do. Just like this. And you see how that comes up? Then they go like this. You see? Just grate it right in there, and then chop some more. This is pretty hard. And you just keep doing this. I'd like to do it this way because this is the authentic way. Then when you have enough, you just shave it off. I would suggest that you try it the other way, though, in your food processor. But you keep cutting thin, 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 thin. Okay, this came off. Now I don't know if this is okay or not, but I do it this way too, in case a chunk comes off. And this is real hard. It's very, very crunchy. Okay, let me chop the rest of this, and we'll be right back, okay? Folks, I've got it all in here. Now, let me remind you again, this is green papaya, not ripe papaya. Okay, now you just, boy, they would just pound the heck out of this. And what they're doing is bruising to release some of the oil. Okay, just pound it up, pound, 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 pound. And these little women, some of the ladies, they're this big, they would just knock the heck out of this. Okay, now, let's put it over here, and let me make the sauce. Now, you got to imagine, you're on the street corner, And you have these people, these little women doing this, and boy, they just knock this out. I mean, nothing flat. Okay, we're gonna add some garlic, and Thai people like garlic. We'll add garlic. They add tomato, and boy, did we see a lot of tomato there. Of course, being there in the summertime was the time for tomato. Okay, we're gonna add lime. And this makes the sauce. Okay. And you add a lot of lime to this. I think this is why it goes so well with barbecue, is that it has that nice flavor of the lime that's so clean, and you know, the richness of the spare rib. It just really works. If you don't have lime, use lemon. I've done both and it works. Now here's that chili paste. And add a little bit of that. And then we're going to add some cilantro. And that's right here. This is the Chinese celery or Chinese parsley, or the Mexican call it cilantro. That, and then fish sauce. Now fish sauce is fermented fish, okay? The first time you taste it, it's not going to taste well. But the second time you taste it and the third time, it's going to taste better. And every time you taste it after that, it'll taste better and better and better. This is used in Asian cooking all the time. Now you have different ones. This happens to be shrimp. You've got squid, you've got lobster, you've got combinations. But I'm using one that's a shrimp, okay, fermented shrimp. And it's strong like, I don't know how to explain it. Tastes maybe a little bit like anchovy, but I think better. And I like anchovies. Okay, this is going to be the basic for our sauce. Then you put in some roasted peanuts. And then you mash all this up. And you really got to hit this. Now, I don't know how they kept this thing from flying all over the place, but this will work. And just really work it over. Yep. And mix. Now you can use this in the food processor if you wanted to. Okay, this looks great. Now, when you get it to that consistency, get your green papaya. Give it a couple of whacks. Make sure it's nice and mixed up. And folks, you have yourself this incredible green papaya salad that I tell you, you're going to get hooked on this flavor, because I sure have. This is a Thai salad made Italian style. Okay? Now let's check our spare ribs. Now you remember we put it at the lower heat after. You know, let that oven come down a little bit. And here you got it. Okay. Now let's see if this really worked. Because if it hasn't, we'll see. Well, I'm going to tell you something, folks. Well, I'll tell you what. I can't pick these up, otherwise the bones are going to fall out. So, you see what I mean? See, I need some tongs. I mean, this is telling me this is so tender, I can't even flip them. Okay, let's go like that, huh? All right, now you know what they say about spare ribs, right? The meat's got to fall off the bone, correct? Yeah. Now, what do you call that, folks? Look at this. Look at this. How about shaking it off the bone? Look. I mean, that's pretty doggone tender, if you ask me. So, to put a nice dish of this together, and to be in heaven, you get yourself a nice big plate. Nice flat big plate. Get your sauce a little hot. That's good. All right. Now, who's going to be eating this one? You guys are all, oh, I thought you were all vegetarians. Okay, this is how I would serve this. I would put some of this salad here. And then let's put some of these ribs. I mean, look at these ribs. I mean, tender. You go like that. You go like that. You get the sauce. You put some of the sauce right here. And do it neater than I'm doing it. And folks, I tell you, you are going to taste a rib that you've never tasted before. And if that doesn't look good, I don't know what does look good. Okay? You will enjoy this one.